Messick and the Guardians took that no-hit bid into the ninth last night and didn't get it done. I had a perfecto going in the afternoon, but the Mammoth let me down late night out in Salt Lake Shakers and lost to the Blues, so I finished 2-1 cashing tickets for you hoes. So let's see what happened in that Guardians game. They win it 4-2 at home over the Orioles. The rookie Parker Messick took a no-hitter into the ninth. Jose Ramirez, though, homered for the third time in 4 games. And the Guardians opened up a 7-game homestand with a 4-2 win over the O's, making his 11th major league start. Messick, who's 3-0, faced one batter more than the minimum through 8 innings before Taveras led off the ninth with a grounder that just eluded the second baseman who was diving, Juan Brito, and went into right field for a single. Yes. Anyway, he's pitching great. They won the game. That's all that matters. My Bucks lost 8-7 to the Nats at PNC in 10 innings. James Woods' single to score the automatic runner in the 10th was the difference. The Pirates had runners on the corners in the bottom of the 10th and couldn't get it done. San Francisco 3-0 in Cincinnati. Landon Raup and the Giants allow one hit in a 3-0 shutout of the Reds at Great American. A wild game at Comerica. 10-9 Tigers rally to get it done. They extend their win streak to 6. And they got it done in the 9th inning. This was a crazy game. Riley Green doubled home 2 runs to tie the score with 2 outs in the 9th. And Colt Keith followed with the winning single as the Tigers stayed on fire and beat the Royals. The Angels pounded the Yankees in the Bronx. Mike Trout did it again. You got to be kidding me. His 5th home run of the series. A shot to left field, and I'm talking about deep into the seats. It was unbelievable. A towering shot, a bomb to left. Anyway, Milwaukee 2-1 at home over Toronto. The Brewers, 3 straight bunts. How about them apples? They get it done over the Jays. Tampa rallied for me on a ticket. Boom, cashing. 5-3, they beat the Chi Sox on the south side. They rally in the 9th with 2 bases loaded walks. First they tied it, and then with a home run in the 9th, and then a bases loaded walk, boom, a run. Bases loaded walk, boom, a run. They got 3 in the 9th and got it done. Texas, same thing. Boom, cashing tickets. 9-6 over the A's. They rallied in the 9th to do it. They were losing after the A's scored 3 in the 8th to take the lead, 6-5. So the Rangers said, screw it, we'll score 4 in the top of the 9th. They get it done in Sacktown, and we made money. We were 2-0 at that point. Also, Colorado cooled off the Astros after they took the first 2 in that series. Hunter Goodman homered and doubled to help the Rockies snap a 6-game skid. And San Diego did it again, 5-2 over Seattle. They've won 8 straight and 11 of 12. Bueller got it done. Tatis 2-run single capped a 4-run rally in the 2nd inning. And Bueller earned his first win with San Diego. Mason Miller struck out the side on 14 pitches in the 9th for his 6th save and to extend his scoreless streak to 30 2/3 innings. That's incredible. So it was 3-all Mammoth in the 2nd. They went to the 3rd. Nobody scored. And then late, the Blues took the lead. And then they got the empty netter. Logan Millow scored the go-ahead goal with about 3 minutes left. And then Robert Thomas had a hattie with the empty netter, and the Blues rip up our ticket with the Mammoth. Meanwhile, Anaheim rallied to beat Nashville in Smashville 5-4. Troy Terry scored on a power play with about 2:54 left, and the Ducks win the game, and they clinch the 3rd seed in the Pacific Division for the postseason. The Ducks came into it 3rd in the Pacific with 5 different scenarios still to lock down the final playoff matchups. This win, combined with Edmonton beating Vancouver last night, means Anaheim starts first round Monday at the Oilers. San Jose, 6-1 all over Ferrall Unplugged on the road. Celebrini, a goal and 2 assists. He passed Joe Thornton's record for points in a season with 115. Celebrini's a badass. Calgary beat LA 3-1. I told you on Ferrall Unplugged yesterday. I like the Flames. They got it done. Sergeyev, 27 saves for the Flames at Saddle Dome. Edmonton pounded Vancouver. McDavid with 4 assists. And he took the scoring title with 138 points. And Colorado, 2-0 winners over the Smoke Kraken. Wedgwood stops 22 shots. And they broke, I guess, the franchise single-season points record. The Avalanche won the President's Trophy with 121 points, beating their record of 119 set in 21-22. That team went on to win the Stanley Cup. Your boy Ludwig Oberg is the leader at the RBC Heritage at Hilton Head by a stroke over Harris English Leather Cologne and Vic Hovland heading into Friday's 2nd round. All right, let's take a look at what's happening on a pain-free Friday. Ferrall doling out minutes on a mahogany, waxing it up. Coffee break. All right, 7:30 tonight for all the marbles in Orlando. It's the Hornets, and no suspension for LaMelo. $60,000 in fines for what he did to Bam Adebayo. But the Hornets are laying 3.5 at Orlando, favored over the Magic. 218 and a hook is the total. Both games are on Prime. The nightcap is the Dubs, Golden State at Phoenix in the desert. Phoenix is laying 3.5 and favored over Curry, Al Horford, and the Zinger, and Mr. Green. 219 and a hook is the total of that game. Win, you're in as the 8 seed. Lose, you're toast. Dayball, 220, Mets and Cubs at Wrigley. Senga and Cabrera for the Cubs. 610, Baltimore at Cleveland. Bassett Hound against Bybee. 640, Atlanta and Philly at the bank. Perez and Tijuana, do you wanna? Walker. 645, Tampa's at Pittsburgh. Martinez and Bubba Chandler for the Bucks. 645, San Francisco and Washington. Logan spinning a web against Littell. 705, Kansas City at the Yankees. Waka 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 against Schlittler. Yankees heavy favorites. Watch out, Waka wins every time he pitches. 710, Milwaukee at Miami. Gasser against Junk Mail. 715, Detroit at Boston. Larry Mize against Suarez. Danger Suarez. 810, St. Louis at Houston. Leahy against Lambert. Jack Lambert. 810, Cincinnati at Minnesota. Williamson against Ryan. Nolan Ryan. I wish. 840, Dodgers at Rockies. Glasnow against Sagano. 938, San Diego at the Angels. Waldron against Soriano. Can the Angels stop the Padres winning streak? They're favored. 940, White Sox at A's. Martin against Savali. 940, Texas at Seattle. DeGrom against What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And at 940 in the desert, Toronto and Arizona. Snakes are favored. Brad Lauer against Soroka there. That's everything in terms of games. It's time for Fast Forward Ferrall on Your Facial, where I do all the stories that matter and the ones that don't. And in no particular order. The Devils have hired Sonny Maeda as their GM. Maeda helped win a couple Stanley Cups down in Florida with the Panthers. But he's from New Jersey and he's coming home to run the Devils. How about the series that the Angels and Yankees put on in the Bronx with Judge and Trout simply going off? Listen to this. Trout, 5 home runs, 9 RBIs, 21 total bases. Judge, 4 home runs, 5 RBIs, 18 total bases. They both lit it up, but Trout was better. Law and Order, SVU has been renewed for season 28. Benson still in charge. On NBC, the franchise continues to get huge ratings. Their other spin-off, Law and Order, Organized Crime, canceled after 5 seasons. They're having a new Jackass movie. It's called Jackass Best and Last. Their final movie in theaters June 26th, right around the corner doing push-ups. Duke coach Manny Diaz has agreed to a new deal through the 2032 season. The deal comes in the wake of Duke's ACC championship. Last year he did a great job in Durham. The Blue Jackets have signed Bones, their head coach, Rick Bowness, for next season. He lit up his team after they didn't try. Literally, they folded up shop and gave up and quit and didn't do anything in their last game. They didn't do anything over the last month. Since the Olympic break, they played like giant pussies. And he said that, and everybody thought he was going to get fired. But he said, if I'm here, I'm changing the culture. No more bitches on this fucking hockey team. I guess Don Waddell liked it, and they're bringing Bones back. Former NBA and assistant coach Damon Jones is expected to become the first person to plead guilty to sports gambling charges in a gambling ring that were brought forth by the Department of Justice. He's screwed. Top Gun 3 is officially in the works at Paramount, with Tom Cruise set to return and Jerry Bruckheimer producing it. It was announced. I thought the first one was great. The second one was great. Now they're having a Top Gun 3 with your boy Tom Cruise. I don't care what anybody says. He's a great actor. Saturday, first round action, a triple header on ESPN in the Stanley Cup playoffs. 3 o'clock, Senators and Hurricanes in Raleigh. 5:30, the Wild and Stars in Dallas. And at 8 Eastern in primetime, the Flyers and Penguins on the PBG in the Steel City. All of those games are game ones, hockey all weekend long. As the Stanley Cup playoffs start, it's going to be fantastic. Everyone's excited. Caden Boozer. He's the younger brother of the big Boozer that's going to go high in the NBA draft. He's not going back, but Caden Boozer's going back to Duke, where he fucked up in the national championship. You already know what happened, but Boozer, we saw what happened. He averaged 7 points and 2.3 rebounds as a freshman, and he's coming back trying to get the trophy. We saw him screw up and against Connecticut in the Final Four, and Mullins hit that bomb shot at the buzzer for the comeback by UConn, and everybody blamed Caden Boozer, but he's going back to Duke for more. This famous guy, the solo climber that climbs everything, El Capitan, and they make movies about him and documentaries about him, this Alex fella. I don't know if you saw that. He climbed the Sphere in Las Vegas. There were helicopters flying over and everything else. He was standing on top of the Sphere. He climbed it with his bare hands. He's a freak. I don't care what his fucking name is either. Anyway, going back to Trout and Judge for a second. In their careers, look at this. Judge has 375 home runs. Trout has 273. Stolen bases, 197 for Trout, 68 for Judge. Batting average, Trout 306, Judge 293. That's crazy. WAR, Trout 69.1, Judge 62.2. There you go. Some more stats between those two sluggers. Brian Williams, you remember him, the guy on NBC? He was the anchor man and got fired. They got rid of him, all the rest. He's been off TV for the last 5 years. He had his problems. Going into business with Netflix to host We're Back with Brian Williams, a weekly interview show with pop culture figures and other newsmakers. Brian Williams going to start doing Netflix and interviewing people. Very exciting. The NBA and the NBAPA have ruled in favor of Lakers' Luka Doncic and Detroit's Cade Cunningham on their extraordinary circumstances challenge and appeal for the 65-game award rule. So now they're saying both of them can win postseason awards. All right, so Cunningham missed a bunch of time because of a collapsed lung, so they let him in. Luka, his chick had a baby in Slovenia, so he went home to Slovenia for the birth of his daughter. Then he injured his hamstring, so he missed all these games. And they're going to let both of them win a bunch of awards when they've always had a rule that you have to play 65 games to be eligible for the awards. And neither one of them played 65 games, but they're letting them play 65 games because the NBA plays favorites. If it was some other hack, they wouldn't win their appeal. They would lose for sure. And, like, how about they treated Ant Edwards, and he's a badass. They treat him like shit. He lost his appeal, but Luka, their favorite fucking son, the guy that fucking whines and bitches and cries more than any player in the NBA but the refs, this fucking guy, he bitches when he gets the and one call. He's standing at the line still fucking screaming at the ref, still crying, still bitching when he gets the fucking call and gets the 3-point play and the and one. It's unbelievable. I won't deny he's a great player. I think he's phenomenal. He's amazing. He's unguardable. His step back dagger 3 is great. His ball handling, his slow, methodical way, the way he passes, the way he scores, the way he helps his team win, he's great. But he bitches more than any player in the NBA with the refs, and there's no getting around it. SantaCon. Have you heard of the SantaCon pub crawl in New York City where everybody dresses up like Santa Claus? Coffee break. So anyway, the guy that ran the event, so this guy, every year they have this huge thing, all these people show up and they go bar to bar getting hammered. But the guy, Stefan Pildes, they busted him. He stole a bunch of money. He spent like over $1 million on fancy vacations all over the world. Hawaii, the guy went everywhere. Europe, the Caribbean. He went on lavish vacations. Spend the money on his own personal getting his rocks off tour. So SantaCon, how about Stefan Con? He fucking stole the money. They showed him he's out on bail. He can't leave New York. And he's got to go back to court. But they let him out. And he was leaving the courthouse. And all the cameras and news crews were following him, trying to get a word out of him. He wouldn't say a word because he knows that he's fucked and he stole all the money. It was kind of fantastic watching it, to be honest with you. All right, let's see if I got all this done. I got to go. I may have screwed it up. I think I got all the good stories in, though. I really do. No, retired porn star Asia Carrera passes the Texas bar to become a lawyer. Good for her. From being a porn hoe to being a lawyer in a courtroom. I think that is just fantastic. Nice job, Asia. Way to go. I mean, she wrote a lot of cock, and then now she's going to make a bunch of money being a lawyer. I think it's fantastic that she went to law school, did the LSATs, went to law school, passed the bar, and now she's a lawyer. All right, these teams lead in consecutive playoff bursts in the Stanley Cup. Colorado 9 straight, with Tampa also 9, Canes 8, Oilers 7, Dallas and the Kings 5 apiece. John Tortorella, the coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, finished the regular season 7-0-1 since he joined the team. 7-0-1. He didn't lose a game since he took the gig. Remember, they fired Butch Hopalong Cassidy and then brought Torts in. The Yanks' Garrett Cole will make his first rehab start today, Friday. So he's throwing. He's going to make at least 2 starts in the minors, and then he's going to be back. They think he'll be back in a month. Maybe he's doing more than 2 starts, but he's close. He's real close to coming back after Tommy John. Tiger Woods is fighting with his lawyers a subpoena for the prescription drug records to be released. He doesn't want the public to see the prescription drug records that he has because of all the pills that he eats. And then everyone's going to know how many pills he's been eating and has eaten. And the bottom line is this: everybody already fucking knows that you're a pill junkie, bro. There's no getting around it. Everyone thinks you're just fucking munching Percocets and Vicodin and whatever else to deal with all your surgeries, all your pain, and you're obviously jonesing and you're eating opioids. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I'm not talking about popping pills. I'm talking about chewing fucking pills. When you do as many pills as he does, allegedly, you're chewing them like fucking Pez. Can you imagine that this guy and his fucking lawyers, he's going to win his court case, and no one's ever going to see those because they're going to win some kind of a block on people seeing his prescription drug records, that it's, HIPAA laws, against the law, because of people and their health records to be publicly exposed. But this guy's wrecked 4 cars. He's been munching pills forever. He's gotten multiple DUIs. Nothing ever happens to him. It's you or me, we're fucked. When it's him, nothing ever happens to him. And by the time they're done with the court case, the cop's the one driving the fucking car, not Tiger Woods. How many times is he going to wreck before he kills somebody and he keeps getting away with it? It's absolute fucking bullshit. Make sure you keep an eye out for the Profits Elite and Max Profit plays, push plays, prop plays, all kinds of action all day in the community. Keep an eye out for my profit plays in the community. I'll do a video later in the morning before lunchtime so you get all the plays for Friday. We got a huge weekend ahead. It all starts with Friday and a couple of big NBA do or die games tonight and baseball, and then the Stanley Cup playoffs start this weekend. It's craziness, right? NBA playoffs. I mean, it's just going to be an incredible weekend. I did want to look at that just for shits and giggles on Saturday. Yeah, you got NBA playoffs going on. You got another fight night in the UFC. This one, I could care less about. It's in Winnipeg, Ferrall Unplugged, the fights. And then you got 4 NBA playoff games on Saturday. Toronto at Cleveland, Minnesota at Denver, Atlanta at the Knicks at the Garden, and Houston and the Lakers. It's all weekend long, baby. NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, baseball, just tons of action. So keep an eye out on Profitable.tv for all of our picks. We've been on fire. I've hit 10 of the last 12 profit play bets. I mean, we're cashing tickets and making you money, ho. You know what's up. Have a great Friday. Shake it. Ooh.